Really wanna know, I'm full of self-doubt. And to be honest, it has never brought me down. No, 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 no. I'm really glad I'm not walking around believing my inflated ape brain figured it out. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Like, and I'm really glad I don't take part in your big search for who you are. And I don't care that I sound arrogant, but knowing who you are is just for amateurs. And suddenly you realize, yeah, that everything you ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Oh, still everything you ever thought you were made me cry. To be honest, it made me wanna die inside. And I'm sure I did, but just a little bit. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Yeah, and suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Still everything you ever thought you were made me cry.
Hey, what's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? It seems a lot is going on today, such as demonetizations and whatnot. Maybe it's the new terms of service, maybe it isn't, maybe it's partially that coupled with what Foodie Beauty is doing, maybe other reactors, etc., etc., etc. So, what are we gonna do from here? Well, I'm gonna keep it pushing until something happens, and then if that something happens, then we shall see. But thank you for joining me, people. I appreciate it. Smash that like button for me. I'd appreciate that as well. And we are gonna get straight into what we're gonna get into, along with other things. But hey, I appreciate each and every single one of you lovely, amazing people. Hey Shannon, what's up? How you doing? Dangling Fupa, what's up? Mindful Edna, Random Fish, Just Julie, and everybody else. Let me tell people on Twitter I am live right now, before I get started. So I wanted to do this earlier, but of course, Foodie Beauty was on. So I did not get a chance to do that, but I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to go over the situation that has been going for so long, for months now, with Jessica, Messica, and whatnot. and we're gonna get through it. So, okay, let me put out a video like 8 days ago. I was busy and I wasn't able to take a look at it, but now I can. So, wow, like everybody's on right now. Huh, huh, huh. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Okay, people. We're gonna go over it. So I have my own little tidbits and thoughts and whatnot that you guys don't know, and I've prepared for you guys. So I will incorporate that into the live stream. So people, if you don't mind, smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate that. And we're gonna get started right now. We were sidetracked from Kayla's video only to be sidetracked from Foodie Beauty. Exactly, we were. Because PG was in the chat. Irma Gerd, what's up? How you doing? Uh, and yeah, let's get started. Let me share my screen. We'll talk about demonetization and whatnot because it seems it's a fear again. Because it was a fear with Nads constantly doing that to a lot of people, and now it's happening again. So a lot of people are being demonetized, which is not good. Definitely not good. So I guess I'm gonna have to switch up how I do my videos and whatnot. But hey, we shall see. Miss Ella, what's up? What's the latest with PG? PG was in my chat like a couple hours ago, like 3 hours ago, talking mad shit, making up mad lies. So there's that. She won't leave me alone. She still emailed me right after my stream, and it's gonna continue for a very long time. Yeah, Stoner Files, I'm here. All right, let me get into this. We can talk about whatever, whenever during this. Yeah, Breezy is demonetized, and so is Perfectly Imperfect. Even Perfectly Imperfect lost her appeal in terms of monetization. So we shall see. All right, people. Let's get to. We got this to go over. And was she mad? Oh, well, I guess that wasn't for me. Yeah, she can't leave me alone. It's like she just wants to immolate me. That's what she wants to do. Anyway, let's go.
Hey guys, so in
Jesus.
part one,
OMG. It's not going to go for a very long time. This is the final time. Listen, PG, do you want to stop? Do you just want to immolate me, don't you? I've never had a stalker like you before. You know that? Okay. Oh boy. Stalker in the chat. Stalker alert. Woo! Stalker alert. Woo!
I focused on Vegas because she was part of the reason why the Discord blew up and why a bunch of us left. But in this video, I'm going to focus on Jessica because Jessica was the main reason. She was the number one reason the Discord blew up. And so in this video, I just want to go over some events that happened in the Discord, mainly in January, because January is when things started to go bad. And at the time, these were some red flags that I just missed, or maybe I was low key trying to ignore.
What's up, Pro World? Can you explain this to me? What do you want to explain, Irma?
Um, but January was just a wild ride for us. It was like chaos. It was just chaos. And I don't know. It's just a shame that everything happened in January for the most part. It's like she got kicked out of the sober house and was like, I choose chaos, and just chose chaos at every turn. Um, and so this is where the cracks began. This is where the cracks began in our relationship with her.
January was
And it's
very
why we're all kind of split up
eventful.
right now. At least it's the beginning of it. It kept getting worse, but this was the beginning of the mess and the beginning of Jessica just being a goddamn problem. So I want to start this story last fall because last fall Jessica was dealing with a lot of mental health issues, and She didn't want to turn to substances or alcohol or anything like that. So she began to look out for a rehab facility, and one of the Discord members named I Eat Beeple, she helped her find the one that Jessica ended up going to.
In terms of the demonetization situation, I'm gonna probably have to do that in the video or live stream because I haven't read up on things, but now I think it's a problem since we got some reactors creators in the space being demonetized. So now it can be done, right? And it's a problem and it's a worry for a lot of people who take hours out of their day to make videos and live streams, and they could easily be demonetized.
And at the time, actually throughout the life of that Discord, we were kind of like, we were her friend, we were her support system, but we were also like her defenders, her PR people, her advisors. So since Messica was always really open with her audience, she decided that she was ready to go ahead and tell them that she was going to go off to rehab. She let us know, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go live and make this video and tell my audience what's going on. And so we helped her pick an outfit out. She had a couple different options. We told her which one was cuter. We helped her pick out a title for the video. We helped her kind of figure out how she was going to say it. And she said it. She went live and she told her audience that she was going to go to rehab. She told them that she was struggling and she wanted to do something about it.
I can feel my mental health plummeting so quickly that I need help. And I need inpatient intensive help. But I'm telling you right now, it's very difficult to find that if you're not suicidal or addicted to a hard drug. It's very difficult. Or even alcoholic. I finally have found a place that will help me with my mental health. So tomorrow, I'll tell you right now. Tomorrow I'm moving out of where I live right now. Yes, I'm being evicted, but I didn't fight that eviction. They literally sent me a letter to fight it. A lawyer called me to fight it. And I said, you know what? I think I need to let everything go.
Right.
I think I need to let everything go right now and start over with stable building blocks. And it's very scary.
Can I also mention to people that her rent wasn't that much amount of money? It was less than $500 a month for what is maybe a 2, maybe 3 bedroom. It was at least a 2 because it was her. Plus she has kids, right? So at least a 2 bedroom.
It's very scary.
And I was inspired by her because she was a single mom. She had been through some financial struggles, some mental health struggles, and she was actively going to seek help and actively do something about it. And I thought that was inspiring as hell. So we were just like, we were proud of her and we were really happy for her because she was doing the damn thing. And it was still sad though. We were still sad when she left. Someone created a calendar, and every day that we would just cross off the day, just counting down the days until she got back. And since she didn't have a phone with her, she couldn't have her phone. We created a thread where we would just post videos of like gossip or tea we know she wanted to know about, or videos we thought she would think would be funny. That way, when she came back out of rehab, she could kind of transition back into the YouTube world and back into the real world, with some humor and fun shit for her to watch. And I remember,
You know what? This sounds like such an amazing thing in terms of if it would only last, right? Because a lot of us come into Go World thinking, hey, we meet people and we always think the best of people, right? Not the worst. Well, some people think the worst, but typically, if you are, the average person, you're not gonna start thinking negatively about anybody and everybody. You're gonna come in, you meet people, you get along, and you're gonna think positively about them. But then again, this is girl world, and there are a lot of people, not all, but there are a lot of people around that will wanna, find out stuff about you and post it online. They don't give a crap about you. They just want to be your friend so that they can have some on you, which is actually very sad, very sick, and a lot of things I would never have thought, I would be thinking this way. But I am, because, I've been through it. A lot of people have been through it. I'm even going through right now with this PG, talking and saying a lot of shit after the most disgusting things that PG has said about me, lied about me, saying that I have hacked your computer, PG. Then why the hell are you in my chat? If I'm such a scary person that has hacked your computer multiple times and constantly erasing your stuff, then why the F are you in my chat? Because that makes sense to you? You lying piece of shit?
Remember this one night, Journey, one of the kookiest people in the Discord, she got on the mic and she was just like crying about how she didn't want us to lose contact with each other. She didn't want the Discord to end just because Jessica wasn't going to be there. And at the time, I was like, hell no, like, we don't want this Discord to be over. Like, we're friends, we like each other. There's no reason why we can't still keep up with each other and keep laughing and singing and being silly in the Discord while Jessica's away. And y'all, maybe Journey jinxed our asses because, like I said, it wasn't even 2 months later. It just all fell apart. So the next day was November 10th. That was the day that Jessica officially left for rehab. And like I said in the previous video, we sent her gifts and letters. Her subs sent her stuff too. Because, in rehab, batteries and gel pens are like currency. So we wanted to make sure she was there with clout, and we wanted to make sure that she was going to be as comfortable as we possibly could make her. But she ended up getting sick while she was there. So they discharged her for a couple weeks in December. And even though she was sick, we were still glad that she was back because we didn't expect her to come back so soon. And she got to spend some time with her family for the holidays. So it was kind of a good thing at the same time. And
Imagine that. You do all these things. You set somebody up with whatever they need to take care of them. You do all of that. You think of them as the world, like a real family to do. And then what do? They take your personal and private information and post it online. That's very sick, but it seems that like this behavior is just normalized everywhere,
at this
especially in
time,
this
Jessica
space.
did not have her public Discord. It was just Hot Mess Express, the private one. So a lot of her subs wanted to be in the Discord, but because it was closed at that point and it had been private for so long, we had just shared too much intimate information with each other that we just couldn't open it up to the public. So it just didn't make any sense to just open it up to just anybody. So on December 12th, the night before she went back to rehab after she got better, she decided to open up the Discord for one night as kind of like a goodbye for now party.
Oh. Do you guys want me to make the announcement? There's a special announcement. Are you listening, everyone? Trolls, are you listening? Haters, are you listening? Lurkers, do you hear me? I have an announcement to make. You ready? Tonight at 7 p.m., I'm going to drop my Discord link. And I'm going to let anybody that wants to come in back into it. And we're going to have a party night. It's a Discord house party. Everyone's invited. Please download Discord so you can join. Hell yeah. Yeah, you have to go into it. So at 7 o'clock on my community tab, I'm going to post the Discord link. Just come in.
I remember when this happened.
And when you make a Discord, you don't even have to use your YouTube name. You can make a completely new name. Nobody will know who the fuck you are. Actually, I highly suggest this. If you haven't been in the Discord, if you come in, you could just make a new anonymous name.
Can I say one thing before we continue? PG, get the hell out of here. Okay, that's not what you're trying to figure out. What you're trying to do is some really messed up stuff. You can't do and say the things you say about somebody and expect it to fly. And then the next day, not even the next day, not even the next night, whatever few hours, you literally, like I've said before, well, type in your left hand all types of nasty shit about somebody because that's how effed up you are. and then with your right hand, you're messaging that person. It's very two-faced and it's very disgusting. And you can't be saying all the things you've said about me, all the lies that I have to take the time out of my day to rectify. Because when you tell lies about people, especially in the space, it's pervasive and it's persistent. And you've told a lot of lies, especially with the intros. You made people think that I only made one intro for you when you knew it was multiple intros. I can even show the emails of you getting multiple intros, but you made sure to have people still think it was one intro. You made people think that you were buying me clothing and then sending it to me when you knew I was buying it, sending it to you, and then you would send it to me. You are a piece of shit, is what you are. On top of that, telling people I'm hacking your computer, you piece of shit. You're a loser and a stalker. And I remember what you did to your ex, so get the hell out of here. Stop emailing me.
Don't use your YouTube name, just make an alt account.
Shut your ass up. You said it was only one, you piece of shit. You showed it as if it was only one. If people were saying it was only one, you should have corrected them. But you didn't. You're a nasty piece of work, and you're a piece of shit. And don't worry, I will be reporting this. Get the hell out of here.
And I'm not gonna like ask, oh, who are you or whatever. We're just gonna party, baby.
Now, like I said, we had private information in the Discord, so the mods blocked out all the threads except for just a couple to make sure that no one was just snooping around and able to like get info about us and, you know, get all up in our business.
So I'm telling you right now, I'm locking up our channels, not because there's anything like that bad on it, but just because like my Discord only has a small amount of people on it. So sometimes we talk about things in our personal life or things like that that might not want everybody to see. I'm hiding people's personal information because
yeah, look at this crap. She's coming in here texting me all day. Well, let me see when the last text from Purple Glitter was, because Purple Glitter, let me see, you crappy human being. 11:50 a.m. And then when did you email me? You think this is okay? You think you could just say whatever, talk bad about somebody, super chatting Jessica Messica, talking all types of shit about me, and then you think on top of that you can just come into my chat and be friendly like I'm your goddamn friend. 2 emails from you, 2:13 p.m. EST, and the next one at 2:28 p.m. EST. This is the type of piece of shit you are. Don't ever think I'm your friend or I want anything to do with you. You're not wanted here. You're not welcome here. Get the hell out. Go make up your life somewhere else, you piece of shit.
we show pictures of our family and things like that, and I don't know where it all is, so it's easier to just get rid of it.
The first part of the night, Jessica was live on her YouTube channel, and then later she came into the Discord. But people started coming in that night, and it was a bust. It was a bust because a lot of people just didn't know how to use Discord. We were playing a lot of music like we usually did, and they didn't really know how to turn the music down. They didn't know how to turn the music off. Some people didn't like the music. A lot of people thought Jessica was going to be there.
No worries, Stoner Files, but this has to be said because she's thinking, what, I'm gonna talk to you. I haven't talked to you in over a year, pre-G. I'm not replying to any of your bullshit because all you're gonna do is try and use that against me. I've said it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. If I ever respond to anything PG says that is not in public, what she's gonna do is just start making shit up about me, and that's not gonna happen. So if people want to go, people want to go. But think about this. A year ago, a lot of people would not believe me, and a lot of people would believe PG. A lot of people would believe PG about the computer hacking crap. A lot of people are believing PG about the one intro when she had multiple dozens of intro done for her. Dozens. But yet she said nothing. Talking all types of shit. All types of lies, and I'm supposed to sit here and take it. I'm not working out anything with her. She's a piece of shit. You don't work out anything with anybody like her. else you are going to be in a lot of trouble. And I've learned that in my life, especially in this space. There's some people you should not talk to ever. You move away from them, you get away from them, and you move on with your life. It's not worth it.
Spilling tea. And she
Purple
wasn't there at
glitter, get the
first.
hell out of here.
So, it
You're
was
not
kind of a
welcome.
fail.
You're a loser.
And it was kind of like we were just talking to each other. Just the people in the private Discord were just talking to each other, and everybody else was just kind of like, what is this? So one by one, people started to leave, and we got down to just a couple people, like 5 or 6 people. And there was a couple ladies that we talked to that were really fun to talk to. We played F Mary Kill with them, just using different Girl World people. And then late into the night, it was down to just one person. It was us and then like one stranger, and that was Jay Devine. Jay Devine, he was this dude that had found Jessica from Your Mama's channel, so he was there. If I were to
Lex
describe
Marie.
his personality, at least the personality that he presented to us, maybe he's just very shy, but he just came off as very bland, kind of boring. And I remember the Spooky Stoner and Journey specifically tried so hard to get him to open up, just asking him questions about himself, about his life, what his hobbies were, just basic get to know you type questions. And he just wasn't giving. Like he would give like 1 or 2 word answers.
All right, so Jay Devine, I believe that's the same guy that Funko Fester made a video about and Hannibal warned the community about. Do you believe that's the same guy, by the way?
Just yes, no, sometimes like that kind of shit. And he just didn't seem that enthusiastic. He just wasn't that interested. And it was like pulling teeth talking to him. He was just a meh kind of person. And I don't remember if it was him or us first, but someone mentioned a dick pic. Someone mentioned him posting a dick pic. And I don't remember which side mentioned it first. I do remember Ariel being like, please post a dick pic. I have to go to bed soon, dear. Like something stupid like that. It made me laugh. So I do remember Ariel saying that, but I just don't remember who brought it up first. So before he finally left, he was like, do y'all want to see something edgy? And we were like, damn, yeah, with your bland ass. Go ahead and do something interesting.
What would be edgy? Yeah, Kayla does need a podcast. Like the way her voice is and how she carries herself and she enunciates, she's very eloquent.
Because look, we were a messy bunch, so we just weren't used to like that kind of a personality. We just weren't used to it. So we were just like, yes, do something edgy, like do something. And so the next and the last thing he did in that Discord that night was just post dick pic, just a pic of his penis. He just dropped it and bounced. Like he didn't say anything after that. He just dropped a picture of his penis. And then he bounced. And you could see his little toes in the picture as well. Like his toes were in there too. So it wasn't even a well compositioned photo. It was, it wasn't aesthetic. It was just a dick pic, that he left.
It was an aesthetically pleasing D-pic. Oh boy. Random Fish says she's articulate and expressive, voice alone, natural storyteller. Yes, exactly. She is very good at what she's doing.
In a Discord full of messy ass bitches. He just left it as a memento, just something to remember him by, I guess. And then, of course, since we're crazy, we made it into an emoji. And there were a couple people in that Discord who had nudes as emojis. So it wasn't that odd for there to be like a body part in our emojis. So again, remember Jay Devine because I am gonna bring him back a couple more times in this story. So after that, one night only party, fast forward a couple weeks to January 2nd, Jessica graduates from rehab. She comes back to Discord, she comes back to YouTube. And when Jessica came back, she had this attitude like she was above YouTube and Discord. She wasn't in Discord that much.
You know what? Some guys actually do take aesthetically pleasing D-pics. You mean it's very competitive these days in terms of dating, love, relationships, and whatnot.
Not as much as we expected her to be, but at the same time, she was transitioning from rehab to sober house and she was going to meetings. And so we understood. But she just gave this energy, this attitude like she was kind of going to focus less on drama and more on healing and getting better. And her videos around this time just had a positive energy. There was no drama. She just talked about, what she was doing, her sober house and her rehab experience. And she was doing her little vlogs that she does. And it was just a real chill vibe around that time. But she just gave this impression that she did not want to insert herself into drama anymore. And she just wanted to focus on healing and sobriety. And we just didn't expect her to go full blown back into girl world at any point. At least a lot of us didn't. I don't know what everybody thought, but a lot of us just got a different impression from her. I was just looking forward to content about her glowing up and getting her shit together. That's just not what we got. So it was around this time, like late December, early January, when we were really getting annoyed with Vegas. And Jessica just got out of rehab, so we didn't want to stress her out with all that. So the next day after she got out of rehab, we created another Discord. I mentioned this in the other video too. We created another Discord that Vegas didn't have access to. That way,
Wasn't this also where they didn't want the Jay Devine guy around? Because I remember this. I remember Miami Vice talking about this specific situation with the second Discord. Because there were certain people in the group that I guess were not that liked, so other people just wanted to get away from them, which happens a lot, and they make their own group, etc., etc., etc.
we could talk about Vegas and our frustrations with her without upsetting Vegas and without it being all out in the open for Jessica to read in like the main Discord. And I think that Discord was called Love and Support, something like that, but we called it the support group too. So eventually that day, we did bring up Vegas, of course, to Jessica, and we had a long discussion about it. And Jessica already knew a lot of the issues that we were having with Vegas because she was there for most of it. But of course, she missed some of it too. So we explained to her like what we had been dealing with and how it had escalated. And so Jessica kicked her. So the next day, January 4th, early one morning, I get a notification on my phone from Jessica from that Discord. And it's just her kind of freaking out and saying that she was going to delete the Discord. Like she was.
Is this a person that used to be her friend? I'm not familiar. Yes, this is Kayla Marie. Kayla Marie and a crew of other people used to be really friends with the other group of Jessica Messica trolls and whatnot. But then a divide started to happen back in January, due to certain things such as the Jay Devine situation, the Vegas doll situation, as well as, I guess, trust issues. So people like Kayla Marie, Luxie, Cherries, aka Soil, and whatnot, decided to leave the Jessica Messica camp. But sometimes when you leave a certain camp, you really can't, because then the other people don't want you to leave. They try and exert control over you, and they do that by either blackmail, such as uh, saying they'll release private information about you, maybe your private pics, private details, and whatnot. And that's exactly what they were doing to these group of people. They were attacking them that way, and a lot of people just stayed quiet because they just didn't want to get attacked. So they've been speaking out for a couple months now, and I've been listening to them. I've been hearing it. So this isn't the first or last time this is going to happen. This happens quite regularly, especially online, when you think you can trust people, but you really can't. When you think people are your friends, but you really can't. You got to really weigh one against the other. You are in Girl World. Girl World is based around somebody who, Foodie Beauty, lies a lot and likes to manipulate people a lot. And there's a lot of people who are just the same. Now, I'm not saying it's all people, but pretty much there's a lot of people who are just like Foodie Beauty. Some people will admit it, some people won't. Other people might view the whole Foodie Beauty situation as entertainment and are just really good, down to earth, honest people. But once again, you are in a den where a lot of people will do a lot of really messed up things to you, so you just really got to be careful. Harwell says prison gang rules, no getting out until they shank you. Yeah, it's pretty much blood in, blood out type of stuff. You get jumped in, you get jumped out. If you don't know what that means, if they jump you in, that means they beat you up for you to join the group, and they'll beat you up for you to leave the group. With some groups, you can't leave. They're like, you can't leave unless you leave in a bag. And it seems that's what Jessica Miska and her crew of cronies want to do.
Was tired, and she was just going to delete the Discord. If we don't want to be there, she's going to delete the Discord. This came out of nowhere. We panicked. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was wrong. We didn't want the Discord to be deleted. And so I was trying to figure out like who I wanted to make sure I wanted to talk to everybody. So like, let me go ahead and try to friend everybody so that maybe we can create another Discord that we can talk to. And if Jessica doesn't want to do it anymore, like, you know what I mean? Like we were just trying to figure out what the hell was going on because it just came out of nowhere. Because like I said, she'd already given us this impression that she just didn't want to be distracted from focusing on sobriety. And so she was probably going to take a little step back from social media. So I was like, well, maybe this is just her way of saying, I'm on my magical journey, bitches, and it don't include y'all. Like I thought maybe that's what but why did she?
Monty, you never jumped us in. We are not that type of crew. Not all crews you need to be jumped in or jumped out or whatnot. Some crews you just leave or join whenever you want.
She had to do it in such a mean way. Like I would think she would probably get on voice chat and make the announcement that she wanted to step away from Discord. Like it was just very confusing and very strange. And she was like posting, like making all these messages there about how she was deleted and she was going to delete it and she was done. Girl, we were confused.
Harwell says they've been making suck accounts with people's kids, families, etc., and posting addresses for months. They have been trying to ruin and terrify people for many months. So if you're not aware of this, maybe watch my previous videos, watch Kayla Marie's videos, but Jessica Mystica and her crew behind the scenes have been beating up on people like online, like showing their private information. They have private pics of, personal things from people. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And what else can I say? Why is Jessica Messica on live right now? Is it because she saw that I was gonna be live streaming at this very exact same time, so she decided to go live? Probably. Kind of like how Foodie Beauty tries to do with other people. She goes live at the same time to take the views away. But we're still gonna continue. It is very sick. It's very sick and it's very worrisome. Can you imagine if there's a crew of hundreds of people that are after you and you're one person? How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel when you are one person and then you're constantly either getting emails or texts or whatnot, messages on Instagram or Twitter talking about being quiet or don't do this, they have this, or they send you pictures? Like, it's very terrifying. It is. Especially knowing that Jessica Messica has hundreds of people in her chats. And there's people that will and are willing to go after you.
I was so confused. And I remember my heart was racing because it just came out of nowhere. And like I said, we were really close at this point. So it was just bizarre. But it turns out that she was confused and she was offended about that separate Discord, the support group. Now, when the support group was created, I remember Brooklyn specifically saying that she was going to send Jessica a link to that Discord. That way she can join that Discord too, and she can know what's going on. So it wasn't a Discord that we were trying to keep from her at all, because Brooklyn said that she was going to share the link. Now, I don't know if Brooklyn shared that link or not, but if I were to guess, I would say that she didn't, because Brooklyn is a liar. I didn't know it at the time, but Brooklyn, every time I see a screenshot of her saying something about this Discord, it's a lie. Like every single time, it's a damn lie. So she probably didn't even give Jessica that link. But the person who created the Discord did message Jessica a link. So Jessica did have access to it, but somehow Jessica missed it. She skipped over that message, or she didn't realize that she got it. And So she was under this impression that we created this Discord to talk shit about her behind her back. Why would we
Hmm.
do that?
Yeah, that don't make no
So this
sense.
is when I first realized how paranoid Jessica can get, because this doesn't even make any sense. Why would we, a group of people who really adored Jessica at this point, why would we, in her time of need right after rehab, why would we start talking shit behind her back?
But then that
That
just
doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. And even if she thought that,
wait.
why just out of nowhere decide you're just going to delete the Discord? Why not ask us what's going on first and try?
That actually kind of does make a lot of sense. It depends on the person's personality because you're peering behind her eyes right now. If you have no idea why she would think like that, then be careful, people, because she's thinking like that because she has a certain type of personality and mental framework where she is more than willing to do that to you. Like if you got out of rehab, she's more than willing to talk shit about you, and that's exactly what she was doing. Um, I was gonna say one other thing. Jessica, not taking your mama's advice with that ER/DR thing. What do you mean ER/DR thing? Please elaborate.
Whatsoever. And even if she thought that, why just out of nowhere decide you're just going to delete the Discord? Why not ask us what's going on first and try to figure it out? So usually in times like this, if Jessica was acting up, usually it was something more minor than this, but usually Miami was like the voice of reason. So Miami started to get messages from people asking her to talk to Jessica and you know, get her to stop acting up, basically, or at least explain to us what was going on. So Miami and the woman who created that Discord and Jessica, they talk it out for a while. And Jessica finally realizes that she did get the link, but just missed it somehow. And so
Oh yes, he told her not a good idea to cover Enchanted Roses or AK Dark Roses. Yeah, that situation is extremely dark. But as a creator, I can understand the push to want to cover certain people, but certain people I would not cover because, it's too dark, or maybe they curse way too much, or things, turn super violent, and I just don't want that on my channel.
they basically they settle it, they squash it, and so everything's fine. And let me just go on a tangent for a little bit because I know what it's like to be in a group with Jessica, and I know what it's like to experience her paranoia from the inside and from the outside. And when you're in a space with her, she she's very likable, and so you end up really liking her, and she's very open with her vulnerability, and so, you have your own vulnerabilities, and so you feel like you can relate to her. And the way she came onto the girl world scene was through Natter and him threatening to release her nudes, and through garlic bread and the disaster that that ended up being.
Amy, that situation with you and cauliflower and you know who spawned a situation that we've talked about here before because hey, I try, I'm cool with anybody that's cool with me, but then, situation happened with No Justice, No Peace, wasn't cool with cauliflower anymore, so I had to tell cauliflower, hey, you gotta resolve your situation with No Justice, No Peace because I can't have fights in my chat. And because of that, all of a sudden, cauliflower is my enemy. Really sad, but you know what? You can't trust any and anybody. All of a sudden, all these things are being made up about me and said about me. So hey, man, I just roll with it. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah, I feel you with a similar situation with you and cauliflower. Some people can dish it out, but they can't take it. Pepperidge Farms remembers what's up. Why did Collie and Justice even fight? If you want to ask Aunt Amy about that, then go ahead because I wasn't there. But Aunt Amy pretty much summed it up. It was about a joke, and the joke wasn't taken as a joke, and that sparked a fight. Would roses really bring that many views for you? Well, it really depends, Files. I have no idea. Probably not. But then again, who's covering Dark Roses? A few people. Marty is covering Dark Roses here and there, but Marty has a wide range of people that he covers.
And so she always had this like underdog spirit to her. And even like with Monty, with the whole talking about the eviction all the time. The only thing worth talking about when it came to the eviction was what she wore to court. You know, people get evicted all the time. That's normal. It happens.
I mean, if you want to wear that to court, why not? Okay. The only thing about there's a lot of things about an eviction. You have nowhere to stay, plus you have children. That is a big stressor for a lot of people. Losing your home is one of the top 10 stressors. Like your job, your spouse, your home. Those are super huge stressors in life. You're losing your parents. So yeah, it was a big deal. And she decided to not give an F about losing her place, even though she was spending less than $500 a month for that place. I mean, a lot of us would kill to be paying $500 a month for like a 2 or 3 bedroom place, no matter where it is.
People have financial difficulties, they struggle, you know, they get that eviction notice. But like, not everyone goes to court in a crop top and some jorts that barely zip up. Not everyone does that. That was worth talking about. But the eviction itself, I just feel like Monty just kind of went overboard about it. And like, you knew that some of the criticism of her was unfair back then. And so you want
Back then, it was unfair. Well, I guess how times change, huh? Because the whole situation that me and Jessica Messica have talked about it before. I just told her, hey, you can do whatever you want on your channel, but don't come on my channel and tell lies about what you did or didn't send to Nads. You can come and talk about it as long as you're honest, but she came on and was dishonest on my channel. I didn't want to lose my credibility by Jessica Messica using my channel to get the word out with her lies, because it was obvious that type of lie is going to come back to you. It's just a matter of time, because what Nads could easily say is like, hey, no, she didn't just send me a picture. She sent me pictures, as in plural, and a video or two. And that's exactly what he did. He covered up, think how like 3/4 of the screen, and all you could see was a moving image. So immediately I was like, she lied, and I don't want that on my channel. And I told her, seriously, don't come on my channel ever again and spread your lies. Do that on your channel. And that's what started it all.
wanted to protect your friend, you wanted to defend her. And so when she was paranoid about someone, usually another creator, we would defend her. There's this one time where Miami went on Monty's panel, and Reaper Girl is warning Miami about her, telling her
Yep.
that she's more than a troll. She's not just a silly troll, she's hurtful. And we were like, and I remember Jessica being like, what is this? Like, why is she saying this about me? And I was like, yeah, why? So a couple of us went into Monty's
Jessica
chat.
is just going
Reaper Girl was right though. Reaper Girl was 100. I remember this stream. Reaper Girl was 100% right in her observations of Jessica Messica. No matter who you are, how it is, Jessica Messica is just the type of person that you might get along with her for a while, but sooner or later, something's gonna happen.
And I was like, yeah, why? So a couple of us went into Monty's
Jessica
chat.
is just going to lie to you. I'm telling you. And one of these days, you're going to find out. And it's not going to be pretty. And I'll feel sorry for you when that happens, because I'm telling you right here, right now, Jessica is not the person you think she is. She is just like Chantal. No
She,
matter how.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you something. She's not just like Chantal. Chantal in the league by herself.
But I'm telling you, you need to be careful what you say around that woman. That's personal, because she's going to use it against you. I'm telling you, I know people like this in real life. I know a couple Jessica Messicas in real life. She's not a good person. She's a person that you just need to back away from, because she's going to cross you. She will.
Friends gonna have arguments. That don't mean they're just this toxic person. Do I think Jessica needs to do some personal work? Yeah, and she knows that. That's why she's in the place she's in.
Ask her
She
out.
knows she
Well,
has
she
work to do, but it doesn't
well
make her
she
this
needs to
evil person.
So I think back then, this response to her paranoia and how willing we were to defend her was on a much smaller scale then. And I think since then it's grown into a much, much larger scale that I think has affected a lot of people in a negative way. And looking at it from the outside now, it's really incredible the amount of paranoia that I hear about from people about what's going on in her space and the type of things she's accusing people of. And the point that I'm trying to make is with that level of paranoia to a personality like Jessica's that's so engaging and so likable and so vulnerable, it creates an environment where the people around her want to defend her.
Wait a second. Can I go back? What did that say about the whole courtroom thing? It says something about, okay, right after I joined, they had a courtroom where they made decisions about kicking people out. From my understanding, I could be wrong, people had to plead their case before a decision was made. It was all a joke. I didn't know Journey or how fragile her mental state was. I am not sure if she was subject to that room, but if she was, that is messed up. I don't, it sounds like the courtroom is actually not really a joke. Seems like some people might have thought it was very, very, very serious. Okay.
And so likable and so vulnerable, it creates an environment where the people around her want to defend her. And I think that has led to a lot of bullying and a lot of harassment in the past 7 or 8 months. And it's just interesting seeing it from the outside now. I was on the inside in January, but now that I'm on the outside, it's pretty remarkable the power of Jessica's paranoid ass personality. And I feel like paranoia aside, the bullying and it's gotten so out of hand that I just feel like there could be a point or there should be a point where Jessica stops and says, maybe this is a bit much and does something about it. But because Jessica is usually not the one who's actively doing the bullying, she's usually behind the scenes. She starts it, she creates the madness, but she kind of keeps her hands clean. She has deniability, and so she pretends like she doesn't know what's going on.
Exactly. That's the perfect madness of Jessica Messica, where she will act like she doesn't know what's going on, but she is the arbitrator of everything. She is literally the person who's making people do these things to another person. She's very good at manipulating people. She's very good at saying exactly what needs to be said so that people, do things to others. And this is just not right. And it's literally still happening to this day. Random fish, where does this paranoia come from though? Years and years of maybe betraying people or being betrayed by people. It works itself into your psyche.
When in actuality, she's been watching it the whole time. So it's very frustrating watching it from the outside and seeing the kind of fervor and madness she surrounds herself with and the level of comfortability she has about it. It's just it's disturbing when you watch it from the outside. So anyway, sorry for the tangent. Back to the story. So January 4th, Jessica threatens to delete the Discord. Miami and the person who created the support group convince her not to delete the Discord. Everything's fine now. And a couple days later, Brooklyn, who is also known as Cunty, she creates her own Discord, which is where Vegas has access to it. So we can still talk to Vegas in a controlled space. So if you don't want to talk to Vegas that day, you can just choose not to be there. So it was a good way to still include Vegas without her being a pervasive, inescapable menace.
What? Soil says she used to be a shut-in. A therapist treated her through the bathroom door. You mean Jessica Messica used to be a shut-in, and a therapist used to come by her place and through her through the bathroom door? Are you serious?
To the group. And within a week, I don't even think Jessica was in the sober house for a full week. She got kicked out. She got kicked out of that sober house. And she said she came back one day after a meeting and her shit was in a black SUV and they told her to get the hell on. And we were pissed. We were pissed because they didn't give her a clear reason what.
Oh, wow. Okay, does that make any sense? They didn't give her a clear reason of why she was kicked out. Well, didn't she change that up and said that she got kicked because she was recording inside the sober house? It wasn't only about the was it an NA or AA thing? I think it was NA, right? Narcotics Anonymous. But it was her literally live streaming in the sober house, which you should know that based on what you sign, that a lot of people in there deserve their right to privacy. As the people, the staff, everybody. Yeah, she was given a clear reason. They're not going to give you an unclear reason. They're going to be like, come get your stuff and get the hell out because you are kicked out of X, Y, and Z. That is what they're going to do, and that's what I remember them. Well, she said that they said.
We were pissed because they didn't give her a clear reason what she had done to get kicked. They just told her that she couldn't use any other house under the same management. They didn't even get all of her shit, so she had to go back later to get the rest of her shit. And she had made so much progress, finishing rehab, going to the sober house, making friends, going to her meetings, and it just fell apart in an instant. And it was upsetting and it was confusing because we thought she was doing well and she was going to keep doing well and she was just going to have her epic glow up.
Are you serious?
And we just
Are you still? She was still filming the sober house. What is this? Her getting kicked out of the sober house and still filming the sober house saying bye?
didn't understand because this came out of nowhere. And we were sitting in the Discord just trying to guess, like, what the hell could it have been? Could it be because you were streaming from your room? But then Jessica was like, why would it be that? Because I didn't show anyone else's faces. I showed myself cleaning my bathroom and sitting there talking. So why would anyone complain about that? It didn't make any sense. Now, at this point, Jessica does have her public Discord. She's finally created her public Discord. It was called Gut Girl. And I wasn't in Gut Girl that much at this time, but this day I decided to snoop around a little bit.
Okay, remember, Gut Girl is based out of Gut Boy. So around this time, S-Jam was exposed for having another channel where he was making about $1,000 or so a month by showing his belly during different activities, like mostly his belly contracting and expanding, like bursting the buttons off of, like a shirt and whatnot. You guys remember that Gut Boy stuff? Well, he was saying he was making, decent money, and he was, but then he got exposed. So that's why her, Discord was called Gut Girl.
Because I was like, did someone report her? What's going on? And I
He
saw that
did.
earlier that morning she had messaged everyone to let them know
Okay,
that
thank
she
you,
was going to
Soil.
stream an NA meeting. No faces, just audio. And I remember being like, what? Huh? And I just asked Jessica, like, did you stream an NA meeting? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, damn, that's why you got booted. Why are we sitting here trying to figure out why she got kicked out when she streamed an NA meeting this morning? And I just remember me and Jessica had like a little back and forth about it. She was like, no, that can't be it either because they never told me that I couldn't film anything. They didn't tell me that that was why, so that can't be it. And I was like, girl, you literally streamed an NA meeting this morning and you were kicked afterwards. And you don't think that could be why? I think they were just like, damn, this bitch is doing a lot and we don't want her ass here.
All right, Scary Old Internet Lady says, no, they picked her up with her stuff in trash bags and we're going to drop her off at a homeless shelter. She never went back to the house. Okay, so pretty much, But Kayla just said that there was still stuff left over, so she had to go and pick it up. But I guess they maybe didn't let her back in the house. So I guess what the video was from was her first time in the sober house. But she should know she shouldn't be recording in there. Come on. She should know that. Like, yeah, there's privacy rules.
So someone must have called the sober house. Someone from her public Discord must have called the sober house and snitched on her. And that's
Ex
why she got
Pearl.
kicked. Now, I will be fair. I don't think she knew how bad it was to film an NA meeting. And that sounds silly because how could you not know not to do that? But I really don't think she knew. And the reason why I say that is because a day or two before this happened, she streamed the NA meeting to us in the private Discord where there was like 7 or 8 of us. She streamed it to us, and again, it was no faces, just audio, and we listened to it and we liked it. I gave her positive feedback, we all did. And personally, I loved hearing about people's struggles and how they overcame them. And I thought it was inspiring. I thought it was really interesting because I had never been to an NA meeting. So I enjoyed it. So I'm thinking she just thought, okay, so the ladies in the private Discord got something out of it. So let's bring it to a larger audience.
Yikes. Swell says from what her ex roommate said, they actually made new rules about social media after she left. That makes sense.
And that's the end of me giving her grace because damn, there was only 7 or 8 of us in the Discord when she streamed it before. At this time, her public Discord had like 75 people in it. So potentially 75 people would have heard an anonymous NA meeting. Ma'am, it's anonymous and it's a slim chance, but maybe someone would be able to recognize a voice. Slim chance, but the fact that it is a chance means it should have stopped her. It's anonymous. Streaming it in a public space just isn't a good idea.
Harwell says Messica is like Foodie, Arrested Development genius to everyone, and that isn't kissing her ass and selfish. Yeah, it was gross that she did that, but that was amongst many things that she was doing that was not cool. And throughout all of this, she also had the drinking and driving case that she didn't tell us about, but then was harping on S-Jam and his alleged drinking and driving when he went to the Wendy's. I was, speeding super fast. Remember that stream? And everybody was like, oh crap, hopefully nobody gets hurt. And I'm like, holy shit. The Wendy's that he's at, that used to be the Wendy's I used to go to all the time. It's such a small world sometimes that the Wendy's that he chooses to go to regularly is the Wendy's that I'm extremely familiar with because it's the same Wendy's I used to go to when, I wanted a burger. That was practically the closest burger place to me when I used to live off of Fisher Hallman in Kitchener. And that was it. That was the same one.
And this was the first time it occurred to me that she has a problem with boundaries. It was a red flag, but it wasn't a bright enough red flag. I really wasn't getting it then, but I did notice. I was kind of like, like whatever that thing is that most of us have that tells us, nah, I can't do that because that would make too many people uncomfortable. She doesn't have that thing at all. She just doesn't have the concept of boundaries and protecting those boundaries for other people. It just isn't in her at all whatsoever. And in this instance, it didn't hurt anyone that I know of, but she continued to disregard boundaries throughout the month of January that ultimately led to the Discord ending. So anyway, luckily that day her mom was home. So Jessica was able to load her ass up into that black SUV and go home. So she stayed with her mom from that point on. And Jessica's philosophy was always just to get ahead of the story before someone else could define it for her. So it had been a few days and she knew that they were going to figure it out. And so she just wanted to get it over with, rip the band aid off, and just tell what happened. So the PR team got back together again and we started doing research to find an angle where it doesn't seem so bad that she streamed that meeting. So we found out that it's not illegal to record a meeting. And someone found a phrase something like NA or AA meetings are not anonymous, they're secret. So there was some wiggle room there, right? And we found out that sometimes these meetings are streamed. Now, obviously, Jessica's public Discord is not an authorized NA meeting streaming platform, but we were trying to make it work. We're trying to find whatever we could to kind of make it not seem so bad. And on the 12th, January 12th, she went live to explain what happened. There were some negative comments, but we were in there supporting her too. And I made some comments about how I thought the meeting was inspiring. And I made a comment about the NA meetings not being secret. So that was us defending her and showing support and just helping her out in that whole situation, which we didn't mind doing at all. Now, the next day is something that I already mentioned in part 1.
Hey, Kayla, no worries, no worries. It's all good. We do appreciate you telling your story. I will also link in my community tab your video as well so that the word gets out there, like what was happening and still is happening with a lot of people because the trolls are not stopping. And based on the new TOS with YouTube, I believe it's just going to get worse. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going to keep happening over here.
January 13th was the day that we decided to call Vegas a sister because Vegas was saying things that made it seem like she wanted to hurt herself. And someone, I don't remember who, it was probably Jessica, posted Vegas's docs from the farms in Hot Mess Express, the private Discord. And
Okay.
Jessica was just like, doxing is okay if it's just us because we're friends and it was a private Discord, so it was safe. And at the time, I agreed with her because I figured, you're right. We're not going to use this against her. We're not a fan of Vegas right now, but we weren't going to try to hurt her. And I thought that then, but since then, things have happened that's made me change my mind about that. I think I think if you are doxing someone, even in a smaller closed space among friends online, I think there's still a possibility that someone could use it to harass them or bully them. Even if you think you're friends, you don't know if you're going to stay friends. And I definitely, definitely disagree with posting pictures of people's kids, even in a private space, because I think it provides information that could be used against them if things go sour and kids are vulnerable. So let's try to keep them out of it, right? So I agreed.
Wow, and her name was Messica El Medusa, posting Cherry's kids and husband in Brooklyn's Discord after Cherry's leaves it. Gross.
But now I feel like you should not do that. You just should not do that. You just should not do that. Especially in this community, because people weaponize information more than any other community I can think of, besides the US government. The US government is the only entity that weaponizes information more than Girl World. So once Cherry's called Vegas' sister, the next day Vegas contacts us in that separate Discord that Brooklyn created. And she was telling us that her sister got phone calls. Not one phone call from a friend that was concerned for her, which is what really happened. But she told us that it was a bunch of phone calls that were death threats. So basically, Vegas went from making us think she was going to harm herself to saying that she was getting death threats, which she wasn't, to then saying that she had no intention of harming herself. So it was just manipulation on top of manipulation on top of manipulation. And it was just another moment of many moments of Vegas trying to use us emotionally and trying to squeeze out sympathy from us and trying to victimize herself. So we were annoyed as hell. And Cherries and Vegas really went at it in this fight because Cherries was the one who made the phone call. And Cherries has a very sharp tongue. She can be pretty blunt and she can say what everybody else is just thinking. So when Cherries tried to explain to Vegas why the emotional manipulation was so disrespectful, Vegas kept talking on and on and ignoring Cherries, and she wouldn't acknowledge what she had done. And instead, she kept talking about the infamous Olive Garden picture that nobody even cared about anymore. And she was talking about how like people were trying to kill her and she was vulnerable.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was this infamous Olive Garden picture? Because I'm sure if I have a question like that, I'm sure other people do. Lady D, what's up? Welcome.
At the Olive Garden and the Walmart because it's a public place, and how bad her hair looked in the picture, and how she usually doesn't look that bad. It was just a bad hair day for her, and Cherry was just like, "Fuck it," and she just said,
Nobody cares that you're ugly, Vegas. We don't care that you're ugly on the outside. We only care that you're ugly on the inside.
which was legitimately true. We really didn't care what she looked like on the outside. We were upset about her personality. We were upset about what she was like on the inside. We just wanted her to be a regular person. And after Cherry said that, there was some silence. I know I was sniggling. I was kind of snickering in the background. And I just remember Jessica being like, "Say it again." Terry's, wait, could you say that again?
Yikes, not Jessica Messica trying to induce a huge fight for her own shits and giggles. Because it seems that's the MO of Jessica Messica, trying to induce some sort of fight between different individuals. Whether or not it's over the internet or IRL, she always tries to induce something, have people go at it for her own sick entertainment.
Cherries, wait, what did you say? I missed it. Can you say it again?
Yeah, I said nobody cares that Vegas
Okay,
is
but
ugly
I'm
on
not
the
making it
outside.
up.
We only
So my
care that
sister
Vegas being ugly on
doesn't want to
the
deal with it.
inside. Ugly
Series,
on
we're
the
not
inside.
close. She doesn't. The reason why they're probably calling her is guess what? She put her real name.
No,
So there's
Vegas.
other calls.
Is them. I called your sister. Stop it. I called your sister one time. I left a message. She's welcome to call me back. I wasn't bullying you. You threatened to commit. You are manic. You are gambling. You started screaming like a banshee because someone asked you a logical question. You need help. You scared us. We all cared about you. You used us.
And I just know Jessica was sitting there sweating and shaking. Because Jessica would talk about how she'd have a physical reaction to drama. Like during a fight or before we would do some trolling or just with drama in general. She would be like, "Oh, guys, my heart is racing and I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight because I'm so excited." Like she would just get so excited over drama, like physically. So I know she was sitting there sweating and shaking and foaming at the mouth about how deliciously biting Cherry's comment was. And she wanted her to say it again. And later that day, she was like, "I heard you, but I just wanted to hear it again. I wanted to hear it again because it was so iconic." And in Jessica's world, iconic means something that creates drama and tension. Iconic is not like Tina Turner or the Statue of Liberty. Iconic is drama. And so it became an iconic moment in the Discord. And it wasn't just Jessica who thought this, all of us thought this about how iconic that moment was. And we would just be like, "Oh my God, remember when Cherry said that to Vegas? I'm so glad she said that to Vegas," to make her snap out of it and start listening to us.
How many fights were there? Because there's the Cherries versus Vegas situation. There was Vegas versus, what's her name again? Tiny Dancer. Because it seems Vegas is very, will say a lot of things that's on her mind a lot of the time, right? So I remember there's the Vegas versus Tiny Dancer, Vegas versus Cherries. Was there other things where things blew up and, there was a disagreement? Was this a constant thing? Jessica used to replay the recording for her own pleasure, I guess.
So over the next week, Jessica entered this phase where she wanted to invite random people to the Discord. Like a couple of us would stream our dating apps and we would talk about the different dudes that we were talking to or wanted to talk to. And as girls, we would just give advice on what we thought about different profiles and stuff. And Jessica would want to invite one of the dudes from the dating apps. Like, why? Well, that's what she wanted to do. I guess just to mess with people, I guess. At one point,
OMG, is this the Jay Devine situation again?
she wanted to invite this user named Chantal's Drug Problem. She wanted to invite her into the Discord because Chantal's Drug Problem, they liked her from the public Discord. And Jessica was like, I just think she would make a good fit here. She gets our humor and we like her. And so let's bring her into this Discord. And so she put out a poll and we voted no. Because I think we just kind of felt like it's fine the way it is. We don't need anybody else here. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like it just didn't, we didn't see why anything needed to change about the Discord, especially since there was a public one that we could talk to her, Chantel's drug problem in as well. So we just didn't get it. Not anything against Chantel's drug problem. It just didn't seem to be a good reason to add anyone else. And so one day, Jessica's like, let's bring
Who's speaking now? Lady D, it's Kayla Marie. Kayla Marie is also in the chat, speaking at the moment. This is her video for part 2 of the whole situation with Jessica Messica's Discord, and that she is recapping for us in a very eloquent and way that a lot of us like. If you have any questions, just hey, ask them, and hopefully we can answer them for you.
back Jay Devine. Jay Devine. That was so strange to me because there was a couple other people, like I said, there was a couple other people that we got along with so much better than Jay Devine on that night. Like the girls we played F, Marry, Kill with, they were so fun to talk to. And she wanted Jay Devine back. Now at the time, again, I was ignorant. I didn't know why. I didn't know why then. But looking back, it was because Jay Devine created tension. He was just he was just more iconic. And we were just like, I guess it's your Discord. Like, I mean, there was no vote for it, but it was up to her anyway. So he came back and he was the same bland person he always was.
All right, Stone of Oz has a question. Kayla, did she dox people every time after they left?
And he
Good
was
question.
only there for a few hours before Jessica got bored with him and just kicked him out again. I remember her being like, I feel bad. I feel bad that I kicked him. And I was just like, well, damn, why did you bring him in the first place? If you're going to feel some type of way for kicking him, why bring him back? I didn't get it. So a few days after that, she invites him back into the Discord. This is January 19th.
You know why she kept on kicking him? He was boring. He didn't create that tension. She wanted the tension. She wanted people to fight. And if he's not having people fight, then what's the point of him in the first place? Because that's the whole point of him, is bringing him in so that people start to fight with each other. And then she sits back and watches the chaos. She literally said that she likes chaos.
She invites him back and he's back. And frankly, I would have preferred Chantel's drug problem or Vegas over him because we didn't know him and he was awkward. I don't know why she was so, like, I keep saying it is her Discord, but it was 30 of us there who were getting along. Why not be more diplomatic about it? Why not be like, look, guys, I want someone else here. I think we should shake things up a little bit. So let's add someone. Here are your choices: Chantal's drug problem, Vegas, or Jay Devine. Some type of diplomacy would have been nice instead of just dumping this strange person into the group. So it was just awkward. Like, imagine if you're at a family cookout and your aunt walks in with like some person. You've never seen this person before. It's not a cousin, it's not a boyfriend, it's not a child, just a person that she found on the way to the cookout. She saw him at the bus stop. And she was just like, you look like something, get in my car. And just drove him to the cookout, the family cookout, without any explanation. And he's just sitting there eating your Nana's potato salad. You don't know who he is or why he's there. And it's confusing and it's awkward. But like I said, we were just like, whatever, we'll just deal with it. And so the night he first came back, we watched a scary movie, of course, because that's what we watch the most, scary movies. And he talked throughout the whole damn movie, just providing commentary. Personally, I didn't mind it that much, but I know that some people were irritated because we usually just typed our commentary in the chat. We didn't speak out loud when we watched movies. Brooklyn loved it, though. I remember Brooklyn being like, you're so funny, you should start a movie review channel. I don't know what Brooklyn's voice sounds like, but that's just how I imagine it. You're so funny. You should start a movie review channel, which is so funny because I always wanted to start a movie review channel and I would talk about it a lot. But she thought that Jay Devine was most appropriate for that type of YouTube channel. So shade to me, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
Um, then he said something rude about sex workers. I don't remember exactly what he said about sex workers, but I do remember feeling some type of way about what he had said. And I was just like, damn, how long this gonna be? It was all right though. Like he wasn't too horrible that night, you know. Nothing major popped off. So the next day, which was January 20th, we were in the Discord talking like usual. And I don't know what pissed him off so much. But based on how he talked to me like in DMs, I think he was just a sensitive person and he wanted to fit in. And I think he got offended because he didn't understand our inside jokes. He didn't understand our slang. And we were talking to each other and not really engaging with him. And he just wanted to belong. And instead of just being friendly and easing his way in, he just started insulting us. It was like we were on auction and he was judging us based on our looks and our personalities. He just wanted to buy one of us and he wanted us to know which one he thought was high quality, which one he thought was low quality. It was very manosphere, it was very misogynistic, and it wasn't cute. And so one of us got annoyed, rightfully so, and they made a joke about the emoji and about his dick pic. And they made a joke, something about cutting off his dick. I don't remember how she worded it, but something about cutting off his dick. And you know, men are sensitive about their penises. So he responded by posting this. I don't remember if it was a GIF or if it was a video, but it was like a short video of people like running out of a club. And so we're like, what does that mean? Like, what? Why are you posting that? And he's like, it's a club being shot up, and I'm just gonna shoot up this Discord, bitch. Huh? What? Why? Listen, none of us was gonna get shot up. Nobody's penis was gonna get cut off. Like I know that it's not possible. It's the internet, but his hypothetical penis is not worth all of our hypothetical lives. It was an overreaction. It was too much. It was very aggressive and very angry, and it came after the sin of talking through a movie and after his rude ass comments about sex workers and about his judgments on our looks and our personalities and which ones he likes and which ones he doesn't. It was just a lot on top of the mountain of sins that he had committed by that point. And so he quickly became less popular than Vegas. So per
Yikes.
usual, in situations like this, Miami got some messages. People were DMing her asking her to kick him. So she kicked him. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but Jessica and Brooklyn really liked his corny ass and they wanted him to stay. So they were pissed off that Miami kicked him. And I didn't understand at the time, like
I remember this. I remember Miami Vice talking about Jay Devine's situation and kicking him, and they wanted him back.
why they wanted him to stay. But again, I
Is it
I know
really?
now. Hindsight is 2020, and you just learn so much with time. And they wanted him to stay because he was drama, because he threatened to shoot us, and they liked that
Wait a
type of shit.
second. I'm sorry. Was Jay Devine like from Madden, or is Jay Devine from like one of those dating apps? Like, where is he actually from? I thought he originated from a dating app. Hey, Celebrity Juicer, what's up?
Jessica used to make note of any tension, any upset that is created, so that she can bring it back later if she needs to. Like she had
Oh, okay, Earl.
a file in her brain of shit that she knew was offensive that she wanted to exploit. That's how I feel. She knew that she wanted that tension in the Discord. She tried once, it didn't work. He was boring. She kicked him. She tried again, and he popped off. And that's what she wanted. That's what she likes. And I think she also wanted to replace Vegas. I think that she liked the tension that Vegas brought. She liked how upset Vegas made us and the type of fights we would get into. And she knew that we were so upset with Vegas that we probably weren't going to let her back. So she was like, let's try this guy. Let's use this guy who's clearly a little off in the head. Let's put him in this group of women and see what happens. Vegas was that piece, that person in the group that, you know, made things uncomfortable. And she didn't like that that element was gone. She didn't like that. And I think she just wanted there to be something in the group to make it more iconic to her, like more fun to her. Like she thinks fighting is fun. And she got exciting off of it. She got off on drama. And so she needed that to be in that space. And we were getting along too much and she didn't like that. And I remember Brooklyn and Jessica specifically, especially when Vegas was there, they were always like, you know, they would always suggest that we were weak because we couldn't handle Vegas. Like, their attitude was very much like,
Is PG here? PG was here earlier, but she left thankfully because I was not gonna put up with her bullshit. She's told way too much lies on me, made a lot of things up about me, and she's not just gonna come and hang around like nothing happened. Can anything be done about this though? No one is there to stop it, right? Sorry, I'm just asking the wrong questions. Done about what exactly?
I don't know, I just can't be manipulated by her. She doesn't offend me. I can handle Vegas. I can handle Vegas and you guys can't handle Vegas. And she just doesn't offend me. Like that was just kind of like her attitude and Brooklyn's attitude too. And it was like they were trying to say that we were defective because we didn't like being mistreated. Not them. They weren't odd. We were odd because we didn't like Vegas acting the way she did toward us. It was so warped.
I think the more people that know about this Storno Files, the more that people can make an informed decision on what to expect and what to do and not to do about and around certain people. So the more if Kayla Marie makes her videos, do I think it's gonna stop? I think with online and a lot of anonymity, a lot of people like to cause chaos. You know, there's other places where people get along so well and there isn't this type of stuff. But what has happened is that Nads came into the picture and caused chaos, and then because of Nads, Jessica Messica came in the picture and is also now causing a lot of chaos. So it has had an effect. And this is why a lot of people are telling Foodie Beauty, do not bring this guy around and don't platform him. But what did she do? She ignored everything and brought the guy around and platformed him. So here we are now. Because of Foodie Beauty came Nads, and because of Nads came Jessica Messica. So who else is going to branch off?
And so the shooting thing just didn't alarm them because they just thought it was like they thought withstanding abuse was a flex. Like they thought that they can handle abuse so they're bad bitches. Like that was their attitude. Like it was clear to me that they probably have never been in a healthy relationship, not just romantically, but even platonically. Like what the hell? They were so uncomfortable being comfortable. And we were the exact opposite. And I think this is one of the extremely stupid, nonsensical reasons that they held a grudge against Miami to this day because of Jay Devine. They were pissed off that she kicked Jay Devine from the Discord at the request of several other people. It wasn't even, Miami wasn't even there. Miami was getting messages from us about him. She came in just to kick him because she was being notified that he was being a mess. She read what he wrote and she was like, that's enough. Perfectly reasonable, perfectly sound decision. But I think this is the beginning of them trying to paint Miami as jealous and controlling. This was the beginning of their campaign against Miami. And it
Mm-hmm.
is a completely false, outrageous campaign. But they're still at it.
It was.
And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right?
I should. Kayla Marie says Jessica is part of a group of people that are just very mean, and you can't really fix that. Yeah, exactly. They all started saying Miami was controlling. Yeah, because remember, one night Miami came onto my panel defending Jessica Messica, and then literally weeks later, it was done and over with. I was like, wow, okay, times change.
But I'll get to Miami in another video. Now, Jay Devine messaged me after all this, and he was upset because he was kicked. Because I don't think he understood that the first night he was there, like way back in December, he didn't get that was a one night only type thing. So he was under the impression that he was kicked out of that Discord 3 times because we didn't like him. And he was like whining to me about how he was kicked. And I don't know why he cared that much. Personally, I'm not a people person, so maybe that's just my personality disorder, but I just didn't understand why he cared so much that a bunch of ladies that he didn't even know kicked him. He just felt rejected, and I just didn't care. And yeah, that's a Jay Devine story, and he will come back briefly again in the story in another video. So don't forget about Jay Devine. So this so the same day that Jay Devine was brought back was the same day the same day that Dark Ninja, Zoom, and Tragic came to Vegas's Discord. This was January 19th. So let me explain.
Oh, okay.
I was in Your Mama's Discord at the time too, and his Discord was dry, just dry. And the only thing that really went on in Your Mama's Discord was every now and then he'd post a meme about how he was attracted to Foodie or Feudy Beauty. And one day, this big argument broke loose, and I couldn't get a grasp of what it was about. Because Yo Mama deleted the Discord. Like after this shit happened, he deleted his Discord because it was, it was a lot of, it was too much drama for even Your Mama.
I have a Discord too, and it got hacked, and there was people putting in weird shit, and I tried to delete a lot of things, but I couldn't, so I just had to get rid of the Discord altogether.
So after that, Dark Ninja messages Brooklyn, who was also in Your Mama's Discord, and Brooklyn invites Dark Ninja to Vegas's Discord. So it's hopping around, Your Mama to Vegas. And Vegas's Discord was also really dry at this time. Vegas wasn't even in there that much. And the only Discord that wasn't boring that I was in, around this time was Hot Mess Express, the private one. And again, at this point, Jessica's public Discord exists, but it wasn't even that active yet. She was ignoring it too. So Vegas was ignoring her Discord. Jessica was kind of ignoring her Discord. And so they were both just not that active. So this whole fight was like the only exciting thing that happened in those Discords. And it followed Dark Ninja. So it started off in Your Mama's Discord, and then Dark Ninja goes to Vegas's Discord, and the fight continues there. And at this point, I was able to.
I'm sorry. What the hell was this fight about? You know what? Your mom has been around for what, like a decade and a half on YouTube, so he knows exactly what to do when shit goes down. Right? He just deleted his Discord and done and over with. What was this fight about, and why was it continuing with Dark Ninja? Because I'm aware of Dark Ninja, and what he has been doing and is doing currently.
A better idea of what the fight was all about because we all just went in Vegas's voice chat so that they could explain what the hell is going on. Basically, it is a group of people who are in different discords. And if Dark Ninja shows up in any discord, these group of people will flood the discord and call Dark Ninja out, tell people that he is I'm gonna say Geppetto, but you know what I mean. Tell people that he's a Geppetto, put him
Oh,
on blast, and then get him to leave the Discord. That way he can't harm anyone else. This is the Geppetto thing. I don't know if it's true. This is alleged, but this is what they believe.
I see. Thank you, Hurl. Hurl, you would know all about Dark Ninja. By the way, if you don't know who Dark Ninja is, don't worry about it. But he wears Hanes over the bottom half of his face. He thinks he's a ninja and does ninja-like things that aren't actually really ninja-like things. It's just actually regular movements. How do I even explain him? But you're saying Dark Ninja is Kiwi Farms Dark Ops for Discords. Like, what's his name on the farms? Like, I
And
was
it was
hearing stuff.
like, I don't remember how many people it was. It was maybe like 5 or 6 people versus one. So 5 or 6 anti Dark Ninja vigilantes, and then Dark Ninja on the other side fighting on his own.
Yes, Random Fish, he wears Hanes on his face. Somebody, please roll that beautiful bean footage of Dark Ninja with the Hanes boxers, the loosey goosey Hanes boxers on his face. Like, do I need to, like, Hurl World, please bless me with that picture. Somebody, please bless me. We need to show it. Yes, he had Hanes on his face, okay?
And I didn't realize it right away because they were using alts. But the group that was fighting Dark Ninja included Zoom, who was the guy that was beefing with Yaba and Sam some months back, and Tragic, who is tragic. I don't know. I think he's a failed rapper. I've never heard good things about him. I've heard a lot about him, but none of it is good.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We have to correct that, Kayla Marie. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that's gone on about and said about Tragic, but there's been a lot of lies. And just like how there has been a lot of lies about me, and people are persistently putting out a lot of lies like that. Um, with Tragic, there's been years and years and years of lies that are being pervasive. So all I ask is for people to do their research, because there's a lot of stuff that actually isn't true about a lot of people, especially in the space. You've seen it for yourself. Like we had Purple Glitter, our fellow people, coming in here after saying that I was hacking her computer, making it seem like she was buying me expensive clothes and I wasn't paying for it, making it seem as if I overcharged her for an intro, when I've shown that it was like 21 or 22 intros, outros, and BRBs that was done for her. There's a lot of lies that people say about other people. So the one thing I ask is for people to just do their own research. All right, it's on your Twitter. All right, hook me up then. All right, thank you. You're reposting the Haynes Ninja. Thank you. Did Tragic impersonate a police officer? I don't know about that. Does anybody know? Hurl, do you know anything about that? All I know is I've learned in the space that just don't, take people's word for it. Like, you might look at the evidence, but you got to make your own informed decision. Okay, gotcha. I got it right now. Make your own informed decision, people, because there's a lot of people out there that will want to mislead you. You never said that, huh? You included all of the intros in the total. I know. No, you didn't. And I have the evidence and proof that you didn't. You're a liar. And get the hell out of my chat. Don't ever come back here, Purple Glitter. I literally have the proof and evidence of you making it seem as if it was one intro. You were even in your mama's chat when he was talking about the intros. Instead of correcting him, but like, listen, it wasn't just one intro, it was actually multiple. What did you do? You did nothing, because you wanted it to make it seem as if I was a piece of shit person that was, trying to get one over on you. All right, so here is the legendary ninja himself with the Hanes briefs on over half of his face. There you go. There you go. That is Dark Ninja in the flesh. Haynes covering his face. I guess he's more like a Haynes ninja. A Haynes ninja. All right. All right, let's move on from this. Thank you, Herwell. Appreciate you. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna continue with this.
And he has some very disturbing things on his old YouTube channel. So when I found out that he was there, I was uncomfortable. But at first I didn't know he was in there. And they streamed a couple videos of Dark Ninja just being corny and throwing some fake ass knives around and acting like a ghetto ass great value ninja. And at one point,
Go
I should have
ninja, go
known that they were
ninja,
like
go.
special, because at one point they go on this tangent about what a fat head Yaba has. And it was so random because they were talking about like Geppettos and like the things that Dark Ninja has done to the community and to people in his Discord or whatever. And they just start talking about how fat Yaba was. It was so odd. And the more they talked, the more uncomfortable I got, because in general, just in general, I'm not comfortable with Geppetto talk anyway. I just didn't want to hear it anymore, and I started to kind of pull away from it. And I remember me and Blanky specifically were like uncomfortable, and it wasn't like fun anymore. Like once I realized what it was all about, it wasn't like fun drama anymore. It was concerning, and I didn't want anything to do with it. Like I was just done. And at one point, Dark Ninja messages me. He probably messaged a couple of us, but he messaged me, and he's like, well, what are they saying about me? What are they saying about me in there? Because I'm not what they say I am. And then he links this video that supposedly proves that he's not what they say he is, I guess. But at this point, I had checked out, like I said, and I was just like, sir, I don't know. I can't even hear anything. I don't know what's going on. Because at this point, I was just done. And eventually, I just bounced. I just left the voice chat. So the next day, January 20th, Enchanted Roses, who now goes by Dark Roses, she's gone through a whole rebrand, but she's doing a live stream, and her daughter would sometimes take control of the live stream, and she was showing off her Pokemon card.
All right, let me read what Country Fried Cutie says. So this is Jessica Messica. Country Fried Cutie says, honestly, this is Jessica. I genuinely enjoy watching you and think your daughter is hilarious. I thought our only drama was because of Jacqueline months ago, but you blocked me, so I made an alt. I don't do anything mean, and I encourage people to watch you. Okay.
Take control of the live stream, and she was showing off her Pokemon cards. And Jessica decides that this is a good time to warn the public about Dark Ninja. And nobody wants to talk about predators in polite conversation. If we're talking about Pokemon, no one wants to hear about predators. It's just not a pleasant combination. And the chat and Dark Rose's daughter are into the Pokemon, talking about the Pokemon. And she busts in talking about a predator like he's a Pokemon. Like she's out here trying to catch them all. She's in the bush. She caught one. She puts it in her Poke Pedo ball, and she's just catching them all. And she's just this vigilante who
Yeah,
is saving the children.
completely inappropriate to be bringing that up at that time.
Like that's what she was trying to do, right? But that isn't what she was trying to do. She was just trying to troll. That's what was so like. That's what that's what's so frustrating about it, is because it gave off this vibe like she was trying to help, but she wasn't trying to help. She was trying to troll. And the reason why I say that is because Jessica posted a link in the Discord. I'm sorry, she posted a link in the chat, in Enchanted Roses' chat, and she's like, this is Dark Ninja's Discord, and I think she tells people to report the Discord. And it's not Dark Ninja's Discord, it's Vegas's Discord. And unfortunately, I can't prove this because number one, because Enchanted Roses has gone through her whole rebrand. She deleted like all her videos from this time period. And even if it did exist, the link would be dead anyway, because this was way back in January. But that is what happened. And my dumbass, I guess, I don't know if Jessica mentioned she was going to troll or not. I guess I missed it because my dumbass clicked the link thinking it was Dark Ninja's Discord and being prepared to report it and being prepared to like do research and figure out what's really going on. And it ended up being Vegas's Discord. And I remember being like, Jessica is straight up trying to get Vegas's Discord deleted or what? Like, why would you do that? None of this was even necessary. And it was in
Yeah, she's trying to get Vegas's Discord deleted.
such poor taste. It was just so unnecessary. And mind you, if Dark Ninja is a predator,
She double layer trolls often when her trolling serves two separate purposes at a time. Yeah, that is some multi-layer type of ish. That is manipulative.
she just put a link to a Discord that he is in while a child has control of the phone and could click the link. And worst case scenario is worst case scenario. She cares so much about creating chaos and drama and getting that dopamine hit and t that she lost sight of what the fuck she was doing. So Vegas, who does have some sense, kicked all the weirdos out of her Discord. So the fighting stops there. So that it's over in her Discord. But after Vegas kicks them from
All right, so she says, I banned them all and want a place for me in here. This was the 19th of January. Okay, cool.
in her Discord. But after Vegas kicks them from her Discord, the madness goes to Jessica's public Discord, Gut Girl. So it was like a virus. It went from your mama's Discord to Vegas's Discord to Gut Girl. Like the COVID of Discords. And every time it passed from one Discord to another, the fight got bigger. And by the time it got to Jessica's Discord, it was all hell had broken loose at that point. Now, I don't think Dark Ninja made it to Jessica's Discord, but Tragic did, and a bunch of other cretins. And I remember Tragic was there, and he doxed one of Jessica's mods.
Wait a second. Did the bodega make it to that Discord?
He posted her photo in there, and there was this guy called Murd who was saying racist and
Okay, which mod got doxxed? Because I'm actually very curious. Can somebody tell me? Is Kayla Marie still here? Because I'd like to know.
Semitic shit and talking about guns. And it was just a lot of fighting, a lot of racism, and a lot of people being angry. And I remember Journey and Cinnamon fighting back, but my ass wasn't. Because I just can't handle that type of shit. I wasn't prepared for the racism that day. I just wasn't into it. I wasn't interested. And that's part of the reason why I don't have any screenshots, because I was trying to avoid her Discord at this point. I was just stuck to her private Discord. I saw what I saw. I heard some other things about what was happening in there. And I just didn't want to see any more than I had to. And I was overwhelmed and I was disturbed and I was stressed the fuck out. And I just didn't participate at all. So finally, after, I don't know, a day of them being in her Discord, Jessica is like, maybe I should kick them. But when she tried, she couldn't because Discord had revoked her privileges because someone reported her for, I don't remember how they worded it, but it was like a privacy thing for violating some type of privacy terms of service. So we assumed it was because someone reported her for the NA meeting stream. So she just had to let the chaos continue. I think it was a 3-day ban. So she had to wait for 3 days before she could actually do anything about the chaos. So it just continued for days. And I remember during this time, as annoyed as I was, we were all, still cool with each other, still friends. And we were worried that Jessica would
Wait
lose.
a second. Okay, so if she couldn't kick anyone out and things went on, why didn't she get one of the mods to kick somebody out? Am I missing something here? Seems like there's a simple solution. Just get somebody else who's modded to kick some whoever's doing all the shit out.
Lose her privileges completely and lose her discords. So we created an account on Slack. It's another app that's similar to Discord. And so we created a whole nother group on Slack. And that way we could still have a place to talk and stay in touch and still be able to, do what we always did. We just did it in a different app. And luckily though, or actually maybe even unluckily, but the ban was lifted. She was able to go ahead and, kick all the troublemakers out of her Discord. She kept her Discords, of course, and it was over. And this was on like the 23rd, something like that. And again, the 25th is when we got in this big fight. So that's January. That was January. And it's so weird looking back at January because back then I wasn't consciously understanding what was happening.
Thank you, so I'll appreciate it. So there was no mods except for Jessica Messica. Okay. All right then. That sounds like a misstep to me. Like if you have a public Discord, at least somebody else should be modded in case something like this happens, and it did happen.
Even though I was disappointed in some of the stuff that was happening, I still adored Jessica and everyone in that Discord. So I didn't notice the pattern of self-sabotage that she was doing. I didn't notice a lot of what I notice now. And we went through a lot in January, and it was so chill and so fun before this. And I don't know why all this had to happen after she got back from rehab. It was like this is just me speculating, but it was like she couldn't use substances. So instead she used us to create drama and get off on that drama. Cuz like I said, she had a physical reaction to chaos. And
You like
this
the
was a fun
trash?
space for us. It was fun. It was fun. It wasn't a place of stress. It wasn't a place of upset and chaos. It just wasn't. And it became that in January. And it all blew up on the 25th when Jessica brings Vegas back. And in the moment, we were all so angry at Vegas specifically. But I think low key, subconsciously, I think we all felt some type of way about what had been happening to the Discord. It just wasn't the same anymore. Um, and I will talk about that in another video.
All right.
Y'all, I don't know how many videos I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be a lot because I have a lot to say. And not just about the Discord, about what happened after the Discord blew up too. So that's that. So that's all I'm gonna say for this video. And I'll talk to y'all later in the next one. Bye.
All right, I'm gonna finish this off by playing the next video by Kayla Marie. Thank you so much for making these, Kayla Marie. Keep them coming. I'll also post the link to all of Kayla Marie's stuff because I do think it's rather important. No matter how much or how little people watch these with us, that it's out there so that people know and understand that this is actually going on. Because there's a lot of things that Jessica Messica has been getting away with that I think is very important that we shed light to, especially this type of stuff, because not a lot of people knew that this was actually going on.
So in my previous community post yesterday, someone made a couple comments concerned about some things. They deleted those comments, but I thought I would still address it in a quick video just in case other people had the same concerns. So they were confused about why I have screenshots. Okay. The screenshot that I posted yesterday, I have because when that conversation happened, I thought it was cute as hell. Two of my friends liked each other and were growing closer to each other, and I thought it was sweet. And so I screenshot it to save it on my phone. I was like, damn, this is cute. Jessica in Miami, screenshotting it. And another reason is because, in general, with that Discord and probably many other Discords and online friend groups, it was pretty poppin'. Like, we talked all day into the night, sometimes into the morning, and not everyone was there 24/7. So sometimes I would take a screenshot because someone said something funny or cute, like the post from yesterday, or they'll say something interesting or weird. And I would screenshot it because I wanted someone who wasn't there to see it because they might have missed it. You know, like the time Bree told me I look like Harriet Tubman. I had that whole conversation screenshot because the shit was so bizarre and weird that I wanted to make sure. I remember specifically Beeple, I
Harriet
think, wasn't there,
Harriet Tubman, really?
or Spooky. Spooky wasn't there. And I was like, bitch, you have to see what Bree said I looked like because it was so fucking weird. So, yes, screenshots were taken because there was a lot of weird, crazy ass personalities in there, hilarious people, outrageous things were said, crazy things were said, awful things were said. And so screenshots were taken to save those memories, save that moment, to reflect on it later, or to show someone else in the Discord later who wasn't there for it. Also, a lot of these screenshots at the time that they were taken were positive screenshots, screenshots that were good things, good moments, funny moments, happy moments, cute moments. They didn't become bad moments for Jessica
Yeah, why did Journey call Miami a roach?
until after lies started being created. The screenshot I posted yesterday in my community post, that was a cute moment between friends. It didn't become a gotcha moment until Jessica and her friends started to perpetuate the notion that their relationship was non-existent and that Miami is just a crazed fan, an obsessed fan. That's when it became a gotcha. So obviously when I took the screenshot, it wasn't a negative against Jessica. It wasn't proof of a lie because it wasn't a lie yet. I only posted it because Spooky lied the other day about it. So I was like, damn, why not post a screenshot? So it's not possible for it to be this ancient conspiracy from a year ago because a year ago, these screenshots weren't proof of lies. They were just moments between friends.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear, Kayla. Speaking of screenshots, so I guess it was Her World. You had this screenshot of Purple Glitter had one of the what was it? The voice. You know what? I'm not even on Discord, but it was one of those voice things. Like, let me bring it up because okay, I gotta bring it up. Yeah, it was the Purple Glitter thread, right? The voice channel. So there was a voice channel for PG. So is this like the reason why I've been having all these consistent issues, like gaslighting Purple Glitter voice channel? Like, are you serious? There was a gaslighting Purple Glitter voice channel right there. So there was the Bia Toxin Shears. Okay, we know who she is. She seems to be getting a lot of people over her channel the past few days. There's the MCM, the Flip Flop. I guess this means Hannibal, and Hater Nation News. And then, of course, the Her World Docs. Her World, you're like on everybody's mind. Book covers. Yes, the book cover is where they put Purple Glitter in the background, and then they'll do something with like Val or Jay or Glenn. So she's been. It seems Jessica Messica has been lying this entire time, like literally this entire time, gaslighting the crap out of Purple Glitter. In fact, yeah, it It was all Jessica Messica, right? You guys remember this? When I posted this up. By the way, I don't expect Jessica to address this. She'll ignore it and go on. But now that I know exactly what happened to me, and now I also know that it was all coming from her and her crew, that changes things for me. Okay. Like, why would you ever think I'm gaslighting you? I don't have a gaslighting purple glitter voice channel. Okay. That was all Jessica Messica. And we got purple glitter saying this. When was this? Oh my gosh, she emailed me. So we got the next message was yesterday, Monday, of course, because today's Tuesday. And we got Jessica Messica clarification. Please read. Also, I'm not blaming everything on. We'd actually like to see what this email actually says, because you know what? Um, Jessica Messica has been emailing Purple Glitter while gaslighting and doing this to Purple Glitter over and over again. And it seems what she was trying to do, after many months, every single time there's a purple glitter video talking all sorts of shit. Her World says, even today, Messica used a Photoshop with PG in the background like she's stalking Enchanted Roses and Jay. I did see that for her current stream. I did see that. Well, now you know, people, this is exactly what Jessica Messica has been doing this entire time, is these gaslighting PG voice channels, like right there. It's right, literally right there in front of you. And this is the reason why PG, like, I still don't get this. How can you be this naive to not think that maybe when you're emailing Jessica Messica that she is trying to troll the crap out of you in a very dark way by gaslighting you over and over and over again. Anyways, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to this. I just wanted to show that because it's been Jessica Messica the entire time doing this.
And Jessica will say, I've always admitted to have a crush on Miami. I know that. I know. She has openly admitted to have a crush on Miami. She showed off her titties for Miami. It's been known that Jessica had a crush on Miami. But with Jessica, she's manipulative in the way she speaks. She'll admit to some things, but not the whole thing. She'll admit that she had a crush on Miami. But when Spooky or Baked Lasagna or whoever lies and says that it wasn't a big deal, or if someone in chat who wasn't there says, "Oh my God, Miami is just an obsessed fan. You guys didn't even barely know each other." When Miami said, when your mama says they barely knew each other, and she just lets that lie
That's a lie.
perpetuate and
Hmm.
percolate throughout the internet.
And I know exactly what you mean by that, Kayla, because Purple Glitter also does the same shit. She'll be all up in your mama's chat talking shit about me, and then later message me as if nothing happened. Your mom will bring up, oh, and I will bring this the next time we go over a Kayla Marie stream, and shout her out and post her in community tab. The types of shit that Purple Glitter was doing in your mama's stream after he starts talking about the whole intro thing, saying I'd only did one intro when she knows it was a lie. We are very much gonna go over exactly what Purple Glitter was doing, because she's lying once again. You can't trust her. Won't trust her, ever trust her. Never trust Purple Glitter, okay? Don't.
When Jessica does that, she's getting credit for being accountable by saying that she had a crush, but she's also allowing a lie to perpetuate. And that's how she manipulates. She'll admit to like half of some shit and then not admit to the other half. So that way she gets points for being honest, and she also gets the satisfaction of destroying somebody. She gets the satisfaction of being mean at the same time.
What do you mean, Luxy? They're on an anti-Yo Mama cycle. What do you mean by that? So they're against Yo Mama now? Haven't they been keeping up with the Joneses? Really?
There's not this massive conspiracy that starting in September of 2022, a whole damn year ago, I predicted that I was going to fall out with Jessica and I was going to have to make a video about it later. Like, that isn't the case. I had no intention of ever making any videos about this situation at all until people started getting doxxed. And yes, people got doxxed. And yes, we responded to those doxes. And I don't understand what the complaint is about. If you get slapped, you are allowed to slap back. That's just how I feel. I don't understand the outrage or the concern about doxers getting doxed. I don't understand the concern there. So yeah, if it hadn't gotten so bad after the Discord blew up, there would be no videos, no audio recordings would have been released, no screenshots would have been released because there would be no reason to. We got in a fight, the Discord ended it. It didn't work out. The end. Discord.
Yeah, if only it was that simple. You know, you leave a Discord, you say, hey, things aren't working out, we have a disagreement, and we just want to part ways. That is what I would expect from a bunch of adult individuals, not this high school bullshit where Jessica Messica just doesn't want to grow up. Horwell says, and he said what she did with my info and sharing my email with her friends was wrong. Exactly, it was wrong. It's extremely wrong. It was gross. Because it only came from her. She was a source.
Discord stays in Discord. But when the shit floated onto YouTube, all bets are off at that point. So I'm making a video, or several videos, many videos. There was also some question about why I still have the screenshots on my phone, because I never thought to delete them. It's not that deep on that either. I just simply got the screenshots and it didn't occur to me to go back and delete them because I wasn't trying to hide anything. Like, of course, you might be trying to hide something, but I'm not. So why would I delete stuff? I'm not trying to hide your dirt. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to delete anything. It just did not occur to me. It didn't occur to me that I wanted to protect Jessica in the future, so I've got to delete the evidence. It just didn't. What occurred to me was I took a screenshot today and I forgot about it the next day, and it just stayed on my phone. That's it. Not that deep. I also want to say that these screenshots come from, I asked 8 other people for screenshots and 8 other people provided me with screenshots. So it's not like me alone have a whole shit ton of screenshots that I just got from the Discord.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess your mama is in the outhouse with Jessica Messica and in Spooky's chat because they didn't get in line and stay in line with the narrative that they were trying to put forward. Well, we shall see how that works out. We shall see in time. Maybe it'll get better, maybe it'll get worse, but we'll see.
It's a collaboration between 8 people who feel that me making videos is a worthy thing to do, considering what has happened. So again, it's not a conspiracy. It just so happens that I have screenshots, that 8 other people have screenshots. It just so happens that some shit went down that was offensive to us and continues to be offensive to us and is still happening. I saw Ariel doxed Cherry's husband like 2 weeks ago. I saw a Miami troll a couple days ago. Like, it may seem to you that this is old tea, and it is old tea. This shit is from January that I'm talking about now. The shit's still continuing in September, and it'll probably continue forever because these alt accounts and troll accounts and doxing happens all over, all over. SGM's chat, Spooky's chat, Cherry's chat, Monty's chat, Breezy's chat, Naked and Laughing's chat. Everybody's chat got people's real names in them. There's also a concern about the audio recordings. I already explained why there's audio recordings, so I'll say again that everyone knew about those audio recordings except Vegas. Everyone knew about it except Vegas. We were encouraged to record audios. We were asked to record audio, sometimes by Jessica, and we would all, including Jessica, listen to the audio afterwards as a group. This wasn't a secret recording done by 1 or 2 people. These were recordings that was endorsed by the entire group except Vegas. What else? Oh, there was concern about timing. Why are you doing this now? First of all, I don't owe anyone any explanation about why me, a grown adult, chooses to talk about what I want to talk about when I want to talk about. That's not even something that anyone else should be concerned about. But since you are concerned about why, because now I have a lot more perspective, I'm more comfortable talking about it now. I don't fear their retaliation as much as I used to fear their retaliation. Luckily, I don't have any porn that they could exploit to use to try to get me to be quiet like they did to Miami. Luckily, I'm good there, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have the same emotional connection with them anymore, so it's not like I'm talking about old friends. Now it's like I'm talking about locals, you know what I mean? Like it's not as emotional for me as it was before. And um I literally had an issue listening to Jessica's voice. Jessica's voice used to make me sick. And I don't mean that like in a colloquial, non-serious way. Her voice would literally give me the shits. And that's why the last video took me so long to make, because it was so hard to listen to her voice. So
Well,
it's better.
yikes.
I'm healing. It's better now. I can listen to her now without getting sick because
Thanks for being here, Miami.
I've gotten used to her voice because I had to edit that last video, so it's better. Um, but this whole situation has been an emotional toil over the past 8 months, and it has been difficult to talk about it. And now it's not difficult to talk about it, and it's as simple as that. There's no, there's a lot of paranoia about all this. Basically, what it is Jessica and her friends have done some fucked up shit over the past 8 months. I watched it happen for 8 months. I've talked about it a lot in different chats and comment sections. And now I am ready to talk about it in videos. I'm not going to accommodate people who don't like me. That doesn't make any sense. I will never help people who don't like me. I will never delete screenshots because it makes someone look bad. I will never stop talking because it makes someone else look bad. I want them to look like who they are. I want people to see the screenshots because I want people to see who they are. I want people to hear the audio because I want proof of who they are. I want to talk about it because I want there to be someone who talks about who they are. Obviously, if you're on their side, you're going to want me to not talk, and you're going to want to convince me that this is the wrong time. You're not going to convince me that this is the wrong time because there is no timetable on standing up for yourself. There's no timetable on talking about what someone did to you and how you
Exactly.
responded to what they did to you.
Preach.
There's no timetable on that. That's crazy. That's stupid. Can you imagine if you were in court, you were suing somebody for something, they did you wrong somehow, and you're in court, and they stop and go, judge, this is the wrong time for me. This is inconvenient for me. This is not, I don't want this to happen. Like, that's not how life works. When you do some fucked up shit, you get consequences. And the point, complaining about timing is just an irrelevant point because I don't care about you thinking my timing isn't good. Why would I care about that? Like, if you criticize me on something I could help you with, like my editing is shit, or my stories are too long or confusing, or something like that, I can address that. I can try to fix that. I can consider that. But to criticize me on timing is literally the only thing that's fair in life, is how time goes. That's the only thing that's fair. You're gonna try to take timing away from me? Are you crazy? Who do you think you are? Who are you? Every time someone goes, the timing, why now? Why not 6 months ago? Why not just be quiet about it? You're literally telling me I don't have the right to time. That is psychotic. That is crazy to tell a grown ass woman that she has no right to her own timing. Get out of my comment section telling me about this dumb shit. I don't want to hear you tell me that I'm not doing this at the time that's convenient for you.
Blue Brown, this is Kayla Marie. I'll post a link to Kayla Marie's channel. I'll do it right now since we are coming up to the end. I'm not sure when Kayla is gonna do another one of these videos, but I'll be waiting for it. And I do appreciate this. Like I said, I mean, this needs to be out in the open, so I will be posting links to all of this stuff. So here's Kayla Marie. Here's the link to her channel. There you go. Check her out.
I don't want to hear you telling me that I'm a bad, guilty person and that this is all my fault. I don't want you in my comment section telling me that my screenshots and audio is suspicious because Jessica knew about the audio and the screenshots were taken innocently. When the Discord blew up, I had no intention of ever making any videos about any of it. There was no reason to. But when shit went down afterwards, when people were being doxxed and harassed and bullied, that's when we decided to retaliate. And for the most part, for all of the part, to be honest, we have been very fair, very fair. So step off. I'm sorry. I cannot help you with these concerns. There are
Thank you for that, Kayla. I look forward.
concerns I can take and accept because I'm not perfect. But the shit about me doing this at a time that's inconvenient for you or your friends, bullshit, it's annoying. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of my time. And it's not something that I can help you with. Sorry.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Kayla Marie. I really appreciate it. Hey, Nikki D, you can always watch. You can always watch the replay. But people, it's been over 2 hours. I better go get something to eat, and then I got some other work that I gotta get done around here. So thank you so much. Smash that like button. Remember to maybe subscribe to Kayla Marie. I'll post the again. And hopefully we'll see you back again sometime at Miami Vice. We've missed you. Keep your head up, people. All those affected by Jessica Messica and her cronies, keep your head up. I'm sure, hopefully, sure, things will work out for you. And we're here for you. No, not yet. Okay. Miami Vice is not ALR's new girlfriend, at least not yet. So what are you gonna do, Miami? You gonna move? Isn't she in like Kentucky or something? Where is ALR these days? Isn't it like Kentucky or something like that? All right, people, smash that like button. Watch the replay if you're coming in late. I appreciate you. And we shall see what happens in Girl World. But I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Take care of each other. Take care of your family. Be safe out there, people. Have a good one. Take care. Bye, 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 bye. Bye.